Hi everyone, my name's Anne-Marie and I want to wish you a very happy Christmas. So I've scheduled this to come out on Christmas Day because it's kind of a special one. It's going to be a long one, so sit back and relax, kick off your shoes, get yourself a cup of tea and let's create 3D boxes. I have been asked time and time again about how to send cards that have got 3D flowers on them. When we make a card that's got lots of intricate work on and it's a lot deeper than an envelope, what are we going to use to send it in? Well, the thing is, I've hunted high and low for great dies to be able to create something that you can put in the post or give to a person with a deeper card in. And I think these are perfect. So today we're going to make a box with a lid for you to be able to put your cards in and send. So the first thing we're going to do is I just want to show you an alternative that you can use this die set for. Because you don't have to make a box with a lid. You can make an envelope style box for your cards to post. So that's also an option. I've used 210 GSM weight paper, card, sorry. It could probably do to have been a bit thicker, but I didn't have any thicker white. But for demonstration purposes, it's great because then you know that if you want a box that you're going to hand to somebody, then this way it would be fine. But if it's going to go in the post, then you want something a bit heavier. So that's just a bit of a tip for that. So the set that we're going to use is from Card Making Magic, and it's called the Complete Card and Box Die Set. And it creates a 5x7, or in my language, a 7x5 card and box. It is one of the most useful die sets that I think I'll have for creating packaging. In the set, you literally get so much. Not only do you get the box dies, which is this die itself, and for any of the boxes that you create, you'll always need to die cut this twice, because you'll either want the top and the bottom, or the bottom folded over and attached to the top. I know I've just confused you, I'm sorry, but don't worry, as we go through it you'll understand what I mean. So this is your box die, and then there's also very useful, if like me you like the 7x5 inch cards, this die is 3-sided die and a score. So you've got 3 die cutting sides and the top is a score. So you can make your own 7x5 cards. And then we've got just a layer die, which is great for your cards or for the box. And then lots of embellishments. Yours doesn't come on a magnetic sheet. Mine's on a magnetic sheet for storage, because I have quite a lot of dies and I need to keep them all compact and stored together. So those are the dies that we're going to use. So now we're just going to pretend you've seen me use the die cutter and cut out a box base or lid. And in fact, what I'm going to do is, because the top and the bottom are both exactly the same, we're going to pretend you've just seen me make the bottom. So what we do is, we die cut the box twice, and this is the shape you get. Now to make a top and a bottom, an open box as it were, you need to trim this section away. So it's this section here needs trimming away. So that we've already done. And then the score lines are already in the actual die. So when you die cut it, the score lines are there for you. So then you just need to fold it like this. And you can see I'm not being extremely careful because the lines have been put there for me, and I'm just simply running my bone folder along them just once. And then it's just the case of folding the edges together like so, and that makes your box base. And as if by magic, there is our box base. The main thing is for the top of the box. So the secret is you make your box base and then you do exactly the same for the top. But before you peel off the tape on the little flaps, you simply put the box base and wrap the top around it and then stick it together. So that's what we're going to do, for the simple reason that ensures that your top of the box is going to fit the base. Now I'm using double-sided tape to stick it together here. You could use red tape, you could use wet glue. If you use wet glue, then I would basically advise you to use the clothes pegs, the little mini pegs, to hold it together, and then that way it will stay in shape and it won't move while you're waiting for the glue to dry. So I'm just peeling my tape edges away, and this is the final one. Peel that away like so, fold it in, and that way we know the box lid fits the box base. Both exactly the same way to create them. So that's really easy, and I think you will have fun doing that. But now we're going to take it to the next stage. So we've created our top and our bottom, and I'm putting the top to one side because we're going to create a different kind of top now. This is the bottom of our box, and we're now going to make an acetate box top. So it's going to be the very same procedure as we've just done, apart from we've used the die to cut out a big aperture in the die. We're going to trim the edge away because we don't need the extra section, so we can put that in our rubbish bin. We've die cut it and we've die cut the centre, and so we need a piece of acetate that fits in the centre, and I've cut the acetate to fit. Now before I make the box, I'm going to add the acetate for the simple reason it will be a lot easier doing it this way than in reverse. So I'm peeling off the red tape that I've got sat around the aperture, and I'm simply going to add the acetate through the centre of our box like that. And then we can score all the sides that we've got. I've already got tape just on the little tabs, that's all. Just preparing it ready for making. And then we can score all the way again around each side, so you can see how it's easier to add the acetate before anything else. There we go. And then the last side, fold it in and use your bone folder. Okay, so now it's the same procedure, we're going to add our box top to the base and hopefully get it to fit nicely. So we tuck the edges in and fold the top over, and then we're going to do exactly the same for the other side. Peel the tape off and the tape off, tuck the tabs in like that, and then fold that section over it so that we know the top now sits tight over the bottom base. There we go. And that acetate will show off the card that's in the base to perfection. There we go. And that just looks super cool. It really does. And I think, you know, you can dress your boxes up, you can make them look absolutely spectacular. Now, I've created some embellishments just to show you how much more you can do with your boxes. So these are embellishments from the die set as well. I've just got a little bit of tape on the back of them that I'm going to peel off and then add that to the top of my box. So obviously I won't be posting this one, and they can sit nicely on the box and you can still see the gorgeous card inside. Or you could always go with making something for Christmas, for the festive season, maybe a festive box like that, and that's the lid and the base. There we go. And then I've made a Christmas corsage for this one, just with a little bit of holly. An idea for next year maybe, just something a little bit different. So you can see, you can easily adapt them. It is just an ideal die set for your cards that are 3D, that we make throughout the year, that you want to send, whether you send them in the post and use a heavier cardstock, or whether you just use whatever you've got and you actually just pass the box to the person. They're roughly, let's have a look how deep they are. They're roughly just over an inch deep. So that's going to fit so many of your 3D flowers and embellishments that you're going to want to put on the front of your cards. And I think the box with the acetate, it looks so professional. I'm quite well, I'm gonna say I'm really pleased with how it looks, because before I prep for a video I always think, oh yeah, that's gonna look good, that's gonna look good. I wondered whether this would show off this card to perfection or not, because obviously the card's a different colour, it's a different tone, with it being it was one of our Spellbinders projects, the card that's in. So it's actually craft colour and it's dark ink. But you know what, it just works. And even without the embellishments, it would still work so well. I've just used an ivory cardstock. Now this ivory cardstock was a higher weight than the white, so it holds its own a little bit better. But for demonstration purposes, the white cardstock worked a treat. But that just looks so good. And if you were to receive that as a Christmas gift, and I don't know, your socks in there, or your scarf, or even vouchers, something like that in there, a bit of tissue paper inside good idea for next year. And can you imagine wedding cards in something like that? It would just look so awesome. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this. I know we've been a bit longer than normal, so you'll have to forgive me, because I think you needed to see how to make it as a standard box and with the acetate. It's so simple. If you just remember, you make one up, and then to make the lid, you make it on top of the base so that you get your size. It's an absolutely brilliant die set, and you will have fun using it. So it just remains for me to say, I'm going to put this on my blog as soon as I return from my Christmas break. As soon as I can, I'll put all the details on my blog. If you're wanting to purchase the die set, I will put the link below in the YouTube description. But any more information, it'll go on my blog when we come back. If you've ever got anything to say, please feel free on Facebook or on my blog if you want to reply. I can't reply to you on YouTube, as you all know. So anything you've got to say, and you want me to get back to you, then I always do. But I am off over Christmas because I'm having a bit of a break. And I just want to say, have a great time. Enjoy that time with your loved ones and your friends and your family, and doing nothing but eating and drinking and being merry. So all the very best, and all the best for the new year. Have a good, safe and happy new year. And I shall see you on the 8th of January.